Hi, I'm Hannah Fitzgibbon and I'm an integrative change coach. What that means is I work with people using a range of modalities based on practical neuroscience to help them make changes in their life and work. So, today we're going to be talking about anger, just like those times when you feel really worked up. For a lot of people, they've been told anger is bad, don't be demanding, don't be a drama queen. And this can feel kind of unsafe when things do trigger us to feel that way. So before we shift this emotion, I really want to clarify that there's nothing wrong with feeling anger. In fact, anger is often a really useful messenger. Usually when we feel anger, it's because a boundary has been crossed. And think of it like an intruder breaking into your home and your alarm going off because they've crossed a boundary that's uncomfortable and unsafe, and usually we need that kind of passion and energy to drive them back and hold that boundary. So before trying to shift it, we're going to, as part of this process, be open to any messages or clues that anger might have around what boundary has been crossed, what value mismatch might exist here, and sort of take that narrative of badness away and kind of listen to that message so that we can honor that message and still approach this from an emotion and a state that we feel more comfortable in. Okay, so before we get started, obviously we need to connect with what makes us feel this way, because the best way to know this works is to feel it working on you. It's also how we open up our brain for more lasting change rather than just a temporary state shift. So I want you to consider that moment where you go from not angry to angry. And I also want to acknowledge that usually when anger comes, there's been a few clues leading up to that of building frustration. So you could pick one of those points too. Some things that make me feel angry, for example, are injustices and political issues that I feel are out of my control. Learning about those, hearing about them in regular catch up with friends. Something else that makes me feel angry is when I feel left out or not communicated with, when it feels like somebody's being sneaky and trying to keep things from me or not including me, like a friend or my partner. If that comes up, then I start to feel pretty worked up. And another thing that can make me feel angry is when issues that normally have quite a bit of space for are brought up when I'm feeling tired or sick. And those sorts of things are coming on and I just don't have the bandwidth for it. And so my system tends to try and protect me by feeling angry and repelling it. For you, some of these might resonate, or it might be something else. It might be comments from a stranger online, or some way that your boss treated you in a meeting in front of other people, that sort of thing that can have you be blood boiling, Okay, so when we've got that in mind and we're starting to feel that, checking in from a 1 to 10, 10 being a lot, really angry, I could kick down a door and get up in someone's business about this, and 1 being I just, I feel a little bit tingled off, I guess. So wherever you are, it's cool. This is just a benchmark to sort of see the shift as we start to tap. Okay, so again, follow me using these 3 fingers, tapping, starting at the top of the head, and maybe just saying, I feel really brassed off about this. This bothers me. Side of the eyebrow. Who do they think they are? Under the eye. Oh, this really gets me going. I feel really angry about this. So here we're tapping the collarbones with the full hand. Cool. Grabbing the back of the wrist, deep breath in, out twice as long. Great. That's right, you're doing awesome. Okay, tapping again. I don't like feeling angry. Usually when I do, it's because something has crossed a boundary. I'm open to a new perspective on this. I'm open to hearing what boundary, what value that's important to me is being pushed on in this moment. I'm making some room to hear what my anger is trying to tell me. Deep breath in, out twice as long. That's right. Because anger isn't bad or good. It's just evidence of a chemical situation in my body and brain. It's quite energizing actually to feel that much adrenaline in my system. Isn't it interesting, this response I'm having to this situation? On the surface, it seems pretty clear, but I'm open to seeing it differently. Deep breath in, out twice as long. Even though it drives me mad that this is even a thing in the world, and I find it so annoying that I have to deal with it right now, I'm open to letting this go so that I can deal with it from a clear head. I'm willing to release this anger just a little bit. I can let it go just a little bit. Deep breath in, out twice as long. But I'm going to keep the way I feel powerful when I'm angry. I'm going to keep this momentum in my body, in my thoughts, and apply that to how I want to move forward. If I need to hold a boundary, I think I can do that. Even though it's scary to say no, or not yet, or not now. Deep breath in, out twice as long. If I'm tired or sick, I can look after my body. I can release this enough that I can sleep and maybe think about it again tomorrow if it's still an issue. Because I know I'm human, and sometimes I go from 0 to 100 over nothing. I trust myself to make that call when I'm rested. And as I breathe, I slow down my thoughts just a little. Holding your wrist, deep breath in, out twice as long. And when I'm ready, I'll make a decision. I'll communicate how I feel. And I'll ask a friend to read over the email or support me. Or I'll take my time because I'm allowed to take my time. Or I'll make a decision and do a small thing that makes me feel in control in this massive, uncertain world. Deep breath in, out twice as long. Because I'm resourceful. I have been faced with all sorts of decisions in the past and I've always been okay. I can like who I am even when I have these responses. I'm not irrational. I'm kind to people who align with my values, who I want to be kind to. I can handle this. Deep breath in, out twice as long. And you can handle this. Anger, when we're talking generally like this, and I want to sort of account for a few different experiences in this, and I can't see you or know your specific details, so I'm trying to be a bit open, and I trust you entirely to pick and choose the words that I say that resonate and the ones that don't. Skip over them. Use your own language. And at the core of it, what I really want you to know is that there's nothing wrong with you, dramatic or irrational, when you feel certain feelings. And that you are human. But if you're watching this, chances are you're also the kind of person who has made decisions, shown up, been under pressure, supported your family, worked your job, like done things that make me feel, of course you can handle this too. You're resourceful. You can find a way to deal with this whole issue, or you can find a way to relate to the piece of it that you have control over. And if you can't do either of those, using tapping like we've just done, recentering to where you are and letting it go, that's also just as good, because not every battle is yours to fight. And you are allowed to feel calm and safe and present in your life at the same time that complex, infuriating things happen in the world. Thank you for following along. If you want more tapping videos with me to help you shift through some of these things and get a taste of what it's like to work with me, then please subscribe and drop in the comments how this resonates, how this lands with you. I'd love to hear it.